Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the podcast and Knowledge Empowers. 안녕하세요. Together with you is me, Kat. That's why I'm keep saying 안녕하세요. And then we have Baruch.
Hello.
And we have Kolaj.
Dobré ráno, everyone.
I'm still waiting until Baruch will start saying in Chinese.
So no, never. Like, someone
number
has
of
to know what we are talking about.
I want to open today's topic, and it's related to current period of time we are living, and it's because we were living in the heavy restrictions for the past year or something like that. A lot of things have changed, and these restrictions have been slowly or certainly lifted at some point. And what I observe around is that people are, even though they don't know about it, they are really stressed. So I was thinking that maybe we can dedicate one episode to stress, to what it is if we need it in our lives, and maybe how to prevent it. What do you think, guys?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start. Let's see, how do you perceive stress? What it is from your perspective? How would you describe it?
I'm gonna take the word. I'm gonna take it. So let's do this. To understand the stress, it's like going uphill, and you are like you're over engaged. You have overactive emotions. You're hyperactive. It may lead to anxiety disorders. And actually, your primary damages from this type of a stress are physical. For example, risk of a heart attack, or you are very nervous, more physical rather than mental. And to understand it, or we could even ask a question: do we need a stress?
According to what you said, no. Right?
Nope.
I have before we go to if we need it, I have a different understanding of stress, or how to understand different. And I like this because I remember it from one of your meetings, and it was about get a glass of water.
That's what I just wanted to explain.
So, but and you lift it in front of you, and you hold it, and you hold it, and you hold it, and slowly you will feel that there is some tension in your arm, in your wrists. Maybe if you hold it for like a week or a month, you will feel that your arm is fully numb, that your whole body hurts, and that's how I would describe stress. So it's a tension in the body, or your body's reaction to overcoming some situations, some challenges, some problems, or when you are joyful as well, when you are happy, you are somehow stressed as well.
And exactly like you've said, Baruch, on my question, do we need stress? And you said, based on what I just explained, you said no. But it's like this. So as Kolaj said, imagine this cup of water that right now I'm holding is my stress. Mm-hmm. So right now I just took it, and now I'm putting down the glass of water. Mm-hmm. Therefore, I have no pain in my arm, or it doesn't go any further. So we need it, but in a way, because what is stress? Again, let's deep dive into which hormone it releases, and usually it's the adrenaline. And adrenaline help us kick out to do some, either in a sport that we are now in front of, and run or something. And same is when we are in front of a task, I need the energy to do that. And that kicks in, right? And you need that kick in to do that. But what we need to...
Sorry. And then there is the second bodily fluid, which is cortisol, which makes us more focused.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's adrenaline, which makes us immune to diseases. So when we are when we are running ahead of a tiger or a lion and we need to escape, adrenaline and cortisol kicks in, because you need to run as fast as possible, not to fall down on the ground, because you need to escape. And if you're, for example, bitten by the lion before you started to run, your pain receptors are also sort of calmed down so you can run and actually survive. So it is somehow a preparation for your body to survive.
Yeah. And therefore you need those, but you need to learn to let it go. So exactly, if the cup of water that right now I'm holding, I do need it for current task or current sport activity, whatever, then I need to learn to let it go, to put the glass of water down. So that's my stress. I need to learn to put it down. And there are diseases, and I hope I will find the word, like adrenaline drainage, that if you use too much adrenaline, like let's say you live with a psychopath who is able to keep manipulating you, and you live with that person years, who keeps your adrenaline that you are always up, producing, you actually end up with adrenaline drainage, that you feel so weak that you're not able to either produce it or create it anymore. So you need to learn to let it go, or just, okay, now I need to calm down. Now I need to not to focus.
Yeah, to translate it in different words, it's funny what the current period does to us. I mean, before we were just running away from lions or tigers or bears or whatever was there. But now we are stressed when we are receiving a feedback, when we are supposed to tell someone, when we are supposed to get to a train full of people. You know, like for the past year, I've been closed in my room. I've been there just by myself, for example. And now I'm in a bus when there is 50 other people. Like, I feel stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Or some people.
Your heart is pumping up.
Your heart is piping up. You are sweating.
You're anxious. Mm-hmm.
You're anxious. You're getting all these thoughts. So there needs to be so the way how to escape it is to self-regulate.
And to learn to let it go is the toughest thing. And just recently that happens to me, that my mom has been hospitalized, that interestingly enough, I realized how capable I am to deal with things that happens at work. You need to have ad hoc call, ad hoc presentation, and I'm like, ting, 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 no issues. And this was an emotional stress that happened, that suddenly, because you see your parent as the strongest person, you know, never happened to them, right? Never happens to them anything. And suddenly is hospitalized, and just by driving her or bringing things there, going up and down, and I wasn't doing anything, just like bringing her things. But I felt so tired after like 2 hours. Like I've been doing 8 hours. What's the word I'm looking for? Hard labor. That's how I felt. And I had to, this is very important. You have to listen to your body. Then don't go when you feel drained. Don't go and work on another task or do this and that. Go and lay down. You need to go and lay down, get some relaxed time, maybe even proper sleep, because your body is already sending you signals. You need sleep. Go and get it. And everything else needs to wait. So like what happened to me was, I suppose my whole day was booked from 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. I had supposed to have calls, meetings, training, etc. And I just knew I'm not capable. Like the people that would go on a call with me wouldn't get the quality. And I just had to reschedule the education. And I explained the situation because I knew that I wouldn't give the quality to people, just so I could at least unload few hours and get the sleep. Otherwise, I would be done.
Yeah, but there is also one other thing. Before you go to rest and when you are stressed, there were studies which show that if you're stressed and you consider stress to be harmful, it actually is more harmful to your body. They've studied this on people with cardiovascular problems and all these heart attack rates and everything like that. And people who believe that stress is really harmful for them, that it's not a friend but an enemy. So like, okay, stress is here because I need to panic and everything like that, and they act upon that, they've had more cardiovascular issues. When it changed and they considered stress as a friend, so more of a indication that, okay, I'm overcoming a challenge, or I need to do this and that, and they've had less issues.
Interesting.
So,
but can you do it like just mentally?
Mentally, you can. It's not that easy, of course, but it's your mindset already. Because people, there is a meta stress. People are stressed because they are stressed. That's a meta stress, like I'm panicking because I feel stressed. So people can develop these as well, so getting into the area, into the mindset that, hey, I feel stressed, but it's okay because I'm just overcoming a challenge, and that's okay. That's totally okay. It might be difficult, but it's totally possible.
And let me ask you this. So we have mentioned two hormones, adrenaline and cortisol. And I like a discussion, not only what you mentally go through. So we named stress, but it's good to know on biological level what's happening, because if you are not able to attack your stress, what to do with the stress, what you can attack are the hormones, and do something with the hormones that will change your behavior. What are best practices to get rid of or balance adrenaline or cortisol without taking tablets?
Well, Baruch, what do you do to relax when you are stressed, or what do you do when you are stressed and you want to calm down?
Actually, I saw an interesting video some time ago about what was the name of the nerve? It's a vagus nerve. It starts like in your brain. So that
vagus,
nerve,
I think it's vagus.
Yeah. Vegas, if you're English speaker.
It's like Las Vegas.
Yeah, but with you instead of A. So that nerve can actually influence your stress a lot, because it starts not in your spine but in your brain. It has, I think, it influences your gut, and I think heart as well. And basically, things you can do to get more relaxed or relieve the stress is to either breathe very slowly, but very slowly, like 5 seconds inhale, 5 seconds exhale, like very slow. Or you can, I think it was like, put some cold water on your face or on the back of your neck. Then I think there was, actually that nerve goes through your vocal cords. So you can actually influence your stress through doing like exercise. So
through vibrations, through your vocal cords.
Yes. So that's, it's a funny thing, like when you look at people who meditate and all those monks like doing like it actually does something, right? And I think there were more, I cannot remember, but for me personally, I try to like stop and really take those deep breaths. And I think she mentioned, like, you can even in that video, the doctor said, like, you can even like stop your breath, because this will also influence that nerve. And another one was, and that was, she said, like, it's a little bit dangerous for people who have some heart conditions. Like, you can like pinch your nose and basically blow into it. And it will increase the pressure in your head, like blood pressure. So that's why it's a little bit dangerous for people who have some like blood pressure or heart conditions. So yeah, I don't remember others. I think there was one more.
With the breathing technique, that's a good one. I've heard if you have like 4 seconds inhales and you count, and then 4 seconds exhale, and you just doing it for maybe just do it 5 times and you already feel much, much calmer. I do it actually pretty regularly if I need to calmer myself down. But if you have adrenaline as a hormone, like really high, and to get rid of it fast is actually you need to do some sport. You need to do some cardio type of sport. So either running, jumping, that type of a sport will burn the adrenaline. Otherwise, your body, if you would just want to sort of leave it as it is, it would take 3 to 4 days to get rid of that hormone. And it can have an effect on you, like you vomit, you feel dizzy, your head spins, and it really takes minimum like 3 to 4 days to get rid of it. So it's not easy. So that's why it's good to know also the hormones, and then you can either attack the hormones to actually help you out. And especially never allow that you go through a stress for, and we really think like, or we are really talking about period like 2 years, because after the 2 years of being in stress, and finally you deliver the project, yay! And then suddenly you go into that relax mode, bam, it just strikes you right down and you either get sick or things like that. So
yeah, to explain why it's happening, that's what I mentioned, because of the cortisol and adrenaline there in your body. They lift your immunity system, because if you have fever but there is a lion, even though if you have fever you need to run, so the immune system is up, but as soon as the stress is gone, the immune system is going down again, or actually it switches off. The hormone is not there and your immunity drops for a moment, and that's why a lot of people get sick after this heavy period of time, after the stress.
And that's why it's important. And I see many people do that. No, this is, I just need to finish this one. No, I just need to finish this one. Well, guess what? It's just work. Our type of jobs in administrations, we are not doctors that if I make a wrong cut, I might kill someone. We are not making these life and death decisions. This is just work. Even if we take vacation, guess what? The work stays there, right? It will wait for us. No one will do it for us anyhow. So it's very, very important that you implement some either relaxation techniques, maybe regular sport, but find something that really helps you to relax. And not everything works. I've tried, for example, spinning. Spinning is you're on the stand-up bicycle, right? And you have your instructor, there is awesome music, and you go on a spinning and you either stand up, you make it more heavier for yourself, etc. However, my brain kept thinking, oh my God, you were on this meeting and you forgot this and you forgot that. So actually I started to go on the spinning lessons with a note and a paper just to write down whatever was in my brain. And I said, no, this is not good. I need to learn to switch the brain off. Then I started with Aikido, the martial arts. And that was the first time I found a sport that I focused so much, otherwise you would be beaten up or thrown away in dojo from one side to another if you didn't focus. That after that 1 hour, even though my body was like tired, but I felt relaxed, revealed. Oh my God, my brain was like brand new. Like, oh my God, I actually feel energy. And another one is I go to gym now. So when I have my heavy weights, I love them again because I need to focus so much, because I don't want that, I don't know, the 5 kilo dumbbell would now fall on my feet and then I would end up with broken leg or something. That again helps me to really focus. So I have no time to think on anything else. Another thing that helps me is I draw. And actually when I draw, I also listen podcasts. So it's like I'm in my different kind of fantasy, listening things and eye drawing. So you really, really need to find something that works for you. Baruch, do you have anything that works for you?
For me, Yes, actually, it's the breathing, and I like mentally, I try to remove myself from that situation. I try to think about some other situation, some other, as you said, like fantasy. It doesn't necessarily need to be fantasy, but focus on, for example, what I need to do tomorrow, or some other less stressful thing, preferably.
Okay. And collage, what is it for you? What do you do as a prevention?
Mhm. I agree with a lot what Baruch said, and I do a lot of those things because I'm trying to play with the body itself. So yeah, and from the neurology, we know that the fastest way how to get rid of the stress is the breathing exercise. That's the fastest way, like instant, almost instant. Like you need 90 seconds for that when you do the breathing. I also went through some mindfulness techniques and psychological techniques where you become more aware of your body. So that's what Baruch was saying. Like, okay, for example, when I'm angry, I know that I'm clenching my wrists. Okay, so I relax them because when I'm relaxed, I can't feel angry. It's not possible. The same goes with being stressed. Suddenly, if I'm stressed, okay, I just go lay down or whatsoever, do some pose, and yep, my body is not able to correspond with that. It's somehow mismatched then. But I have few techniques which are prevention of a future stress. So it's not like I feel stress in this moment and I need to deal with it, but like, okay, I know that tomorrow I'm having a presentation and I will be definitely stressed. So I'm trying to do negative visualization. That's one of the things. That's that you prepare for the what if situation. Like, what is the worst scenario that can happen? Okay, and what I'm gonna do with that. So that's a bit of stoicism there. So what is the worst that can happen? I'm gonna die? I don't think so. So like, okay, so I'm gonna prepare for that. And the other thing is I'm using the effect of self-fulfilling prophecy. It was a study on several patients in the hospital who had problems with the leg. And there were 3 study groups. First group, nothing was done with them. The second group, they received motivation, like, okay, you need to exercise your leg so that you can walk as soon as possible. And the third group received this motivation, but on top of that, they received, they've told them, create your plan when and what's going to happen, like why you want to walk again. So they've written like, oh, I want to meet my wife on a bus stop and walk with her from the bus stop to home. And they noticed that after a month, the people without anything and the people who received just the motivation, they've had really slow progress on their healing process. On the other hand, the people who wrote themselves a plan, what they're going to do, when, why, and stuff like that, they had like absolute crazy success. Like 80 or 90% of those people were healed much, much faster compared to the others, and even reached the goals. So what I'm using is to use the self-prophecy effect on myself. So to create plans of what's going to happen when, how I'm going to behave, and that helps me to actually react to the situation. Then I formulated really like, if this is going to happen, then I'm going to do this. And it helps. And it really helps.
Interesting how much the mental state or putting out the goals or statuses can help us move forward quicker, faster. Interesting. I wish I would know this 20 years ago.
You are welcome, people.
Exactly.
There is also one thing I want to mention, which is the worst thing to do. When somebody is stressed, don't tell them to calm down. Don't.
Oh, yes. Then you put an anger on them, like, oh, what did you just say?
I'm stressed and angry.
Yeah. Exactly. You just need to leave those people alone.
What would you do if you see someone stressed? If it's not you, but someone else? Should you do something? Do you have
I would
any
just
thought?
ask whether they want help. Like, I would just say, I feel you are stressed. Do you need help? Do you want a guidance? And if they say yes, then I can, like, I have my colleague who regularly struggles with her time management, and that's what makes her stressed. And so we go through it, and I just told her, you need to stick to your time, and that's what making you stressed, is because you prepared something, but then you don't go according because people are trying to bug this here in, and that's what's stressing you. Well, learn to say no. That's your plan for today. You can make maybe one adjustment just to be flexible, but the rest, stay. That's your plan. Otherwise, even your work is never done, whatever you plan, and then you work crazy hours until late evening, because that's the time when nobody's bugging you. So that it's not healthy for you at all. And exactly then 1 year is passing or passed, and then you go, really your stress is so high, then suddenly you go on vacation and you get right on the first day you get so sick that you don't even enjoy the vacation. So I literally had to sort of show her, stick, say no. And same is with another colleague of mine that I regularly exercise with. And I said, because you think exercise is something that you can either push or cancel in your calendar, on a long term, you are doing harm to yourself, because that's why you gain weight. That's why you are, because you're not doing anything for yourself. Put yourself first. And that 1 hour that you invest in your exercise is on a long-term run, because your immune system is stronger for a longer period of time. You don't get sick so often, etc. That's where you allow your mind to refocus, calm down. So you are actually, then your mind has more energy to absorb new tasks. And if you start allowing people to damage that 1 hour for yourself, but unfortunately, we are not able to help people who don't want to help.
I have a different approach, and there are certain nuances to it. Like, depends on the person, depends on the situation. What I believe is a great tool is to ask them a few coaching questions, although it sounds now a bit stupid, but it's about self-awareness. And through these questions, you can help them. Are you stressed? What's happening? So let them describe the situation for you. And they will maybe realize, okay, so it's not a big deal. Or you can ask them, okay, it sounds horrible. What's the big deal about it? Or what's important for you about it? And they will tell you. And only by saying that, they will realize what is happening, and they can already think and move behind the stage. Okay, and I'm not just stressed, but I know already what I'm supposed to target. That's one thing. Then once you know this, you can reinforce them positively. For example, if somebody is stressed, you can give them a positive feedback in a way like, okay, I know that you have your plan under the control. So I believe that once you manage this, you will get over this as well. Or I know that your strength suit is the public speaking, and you are really good at it. So I guess that once it comes to that, it's going to be okay. And then actually I ask if they need help with something, and I can offer them help when it comes either to the specific task. Maybe I'm not qualified. It depends. But also I can give them like future tips for like, okay, breathing exercise or whatever. So next time do that, whatever.
It's a good one too.
Always ask for permission.
Exactly. Otherwise you create an anger in that person. And so we hope we shared a lot with you guys. If you have other techniques, let us know. Write either comment either on YouTube. You can contact us on Facebook. You can listen to us and just share the feedbacks with us. And that's all. Have a lovely rest of the day. So I'm saying, I had to learn this new word because it sounds like enchanting, and actually I've learned when you whisper it, it sounds even more scary. 수고하셨습니다.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast represents our own opinions, experience, and our own ideas. We do not represent any official statement from our employers, and this is not their official channel representing the company.